Hello students, in today's lecture we will start with our unit first, that is Introduction to Organizational Behavior. So let us first make clear that what is OB or what is organizational behavior. Now in business organizations, the individuals and their groups always behave in a particular manner, right? So every time we think that why people behave like this, every time when we don't like somebody's behavior, or we take it positively also when we appreciate somebody's behavior, that time also a question strikes in our mind that why people behave like this. So OB is understanding the causes of behavior, and the subjects like behavioral sciences, subjects related to those are psychology and social like psychology, which helps you to understand this, that why people behave like this. As you know that every organization wants to improve its efficiency and effectiveness in its working. So when it is possible, it is only possible when employees in your organization are willing to cooperate to the management. They are trying to achieve their objectives at their best. They are giving their best, they are giving their 100%, they are making use of their potential. This is possible willingly when your people are ready to cooperate you. Okay, so human behavior can be properly guided, or we can say you can shape it properly as you want. You can mold it properly, you can say, by using the knowledge of organizational behavior, and finding out that why people are behaving like this, right? So now as management is a social science, and human behavior is unpredictable, so this is generally said regarding human being, but up to certain degree you can predict human behavior. We can call it as fair degree of accuracy. At that level you can predict the behavior. You can also skillfully manage that behavior. You can motivate, inspire your employees in such a way that their needs are satisfied and they are ready to cooperate the management and ready to achieve the objectives. Okay, more effectively you can call. So this is all about OB. So OB is studying the behavior of individual and group. That is the scope which we saw in syllabus discussion also. We discussed it that in OB, the scope of OB is you are supposed to study the individual and the group behavior, so that you will get an idea that why people behave like this. Okay, so basically OB is the study of individual group behavior within an organization, and scientific researches have been conducted to obtain the knowledge about people behavior, and this OB is based on certain behavioral sciences, which I said, that psychology, social psychology, right, sociology, anthropology, that we are going to discuss it. And OB is related to understanding, explaining the behavior, predicting the behavior, knowing in advance the mode of behavior, and managing and influencing the human behavior in the desirable direction. Okay, so this is which is covered under OB. Also, the objective of OB is to help the organization to succeed through improving the organizational effectiveness. Now, why we want to study OB? Because we want to increase the effectiveness of organization. This objective we want to achieve. That's the reason why we are studying OB. Okay. Now we are going to see the definitions. Okay, the first definition is given by Stephen Robbins. According to him, OB is the field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structure have on the behavior within organizations for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. This is what organization's effectiveness, this is important because this is the objective of any organization, and to achieve that objective it is very necessary that you study OB. Okay, now what is OB? That it is the field of study that investigates the impact. That means what sort of impact or influence does the individuals do have, which is reflected through their behavior when at their workplace, isn't it? So you must have that knowledge about what sort of impact these individuals and groups do have on themselves whenever they are working in the organization. Okay, now why? Because once you come to know what is that impact and what is that influence and why people are behaving like this, once you get the answer, you can apply that knowledge for improving the organizational effectiveness. Okay, so this is all about OB according to Stephen Robbins. Now going towards the second definition, which is given by Joseph Wyss. OB is a systematic study of attitudes. Systematic is very important over here. OB is not a vague kind of a science. It is based on behavioral sciences, subjects of behavioral sciences. OB has emerged as a separate discipline. Just like management, various institutions have started courses on OB as a separate subject. Okay, so it is a separate discipline. It is scientifically proven. It's not a vague science. Okay, and it is not based on intuition. It is a systematic study. Okay, and it is a systematic study of what? About the attitude of human beings, personality, actions, and the behavior of individuals and groups in the organization. Okay, so now here again they have mentioned or explained that systematic study means what? It means identifying the non-random patterns of individual and group behavior that contribute to or detract from work and organizational effectiveness. That means systematic study means you are going to find out whatever Stephen Robbins had said, to find out the impact or influence on that individuals, right? In the same way, non-random patterns is the word used over here. Okay, so what are the reasons why an individual or group is behaving for contribution to? Contribution to means if certain individuals are behaving in a very positive manner, they are cooperating the organization, that also you have to study that why these people are behaving in a good manner, isn't it? So they are contributing towards the organization at the same time, or detract them from. Okay, detract means here there are certain influences or impacts on individuals which are detracting them from the organizational effectiveness. They are detaching themselves from the objectives of the organization, isn't it? So their behavior is negative in a simple language we can call. So you're going to find out the reason why people are behaving in a negative manner. Okay, because this is going to affect the work and the organizational effectiveness. And as I am saying again and again, any organization's objective is to increase its organizational effectiveness. Okay, so to achieve that objectives, it is very necessary that you go for OB, you study OB in a systematic manner, the attitude, actions and behavior of people, find out their non-random patterns, study their impacts, influences on individual and groups while working within the organization. Okay, so this is the gist of two of the definitions. Okay, so moving towards the significance, again the same question, why it is necessary to study OB. Okay, now as I said that many of the educational institutions are providing a course in OB, or it is studied as a separate subject in various universities. But main reason for studying OB is that we are going to work in organization, right? When you seek a job, you will be working in any kind of organization. So here it is very necessary for us to understand, predict and influence the behavior of others in organization. These three words are very important: understand, predict and influence. Okay, so you need to understand why people are behaving like this. You should be able to predict how they are going to behave in future in certain situations, in certain circumstances, and the influence on their behavior, right, in the organization. So these three words are very important: understand, predict and influence. And all of them needs OB knowledge to pay attention to issues of people. Every one of us has a basic need to know about the world in which we are living. We want to understand why organizational events are taking place and predict what will happen in organizations in future. Prediction is very important. Once you understand why people are behaving like this, you'll be able to predict their behavior tomorrow, how they are going to behave. Okay, and then it becomes easy for you to find out or to chalk out your own strategies. Okay, so of course, I mean, OB is not a pure science. Behavior of people is governed by a complicated combination of factors, but up to some extent, we can say with fair degree of accuracy, you can predict human behavior. Okay, Also, the another fact over here is that there are differences between individuals. Okay, that means even if all the people are placed in similar situations, all people are not going to behave in the same manner. They'll react differently. Their action will be different. Okay, so there will be differences, but some basic consistencies are found in behavior of all the individuals, and these are important because they help you in making predictions of behavior. Okay, now with few examples I would like to explain this, that why OB has to be studied and how you can predict the behavior in certain circumstances. For example, when you are driving your vehicle on the road, you expect or you can make accurate predictions about how other people are going to behave on the road, right? For example, if an individual wants to take a right turn, what is that person going to do? He or she will blow the right indicator. Okay, that will give you a sign that that particular individual wants to take a right turn. Immediately you will be alert. Okay, and you will make a way for that person to take a right turn, right? So this is a prediction. You are predicting that it means he'll behave properly, all the traffic rules will be followed by all the people, isn't it? This is what you can predict. Also, now for take another example. Whenever you enter in a lift, usually what we do, we turn around our face towards the door. Okay, this is prediction. You can, I mean, this is a natural behavior. We know people are going to behave in this way only. Okay, or take another example. Whenever you are sitting in a classroom, you want to ask some query to your teacher, what are you going to do? You'll be raising your hand. Okay, so these are the few examples which show that human behavior can be predicted. Okay, and in general behavior it can be definitely predicted. So systematic study of behavior is a means to make accurate prediction, and it can draw conclusions on the basis of scientific evidence. Okay, so one by one let us go through. As you can see, the number of points we are having. We are having total 8 points. So here one by one we'll go through the points. First one is better participation of employees. Now once you means here, once a manager understands that why people are behaving like this, he is having the knowledge of OB, what will happen? He will create a proper environment within the organization which will create or develop certain opportunities for better participation by employees, and a good response he'll get from the employees in form of positive and active participation. Okay, so when it is possible for better participation of employees, when your manager knows that what sort of tricks are to be used to motivate your employees to seek their better participation and active support and positive support from your employees. Okay, when he will get that, when he'll do that, when the manager knows or he has the knowledge of OB, then only he can predict the behavior of individuals. Okay, then second point is creation of high motivation. Managers can provide right motivators to right employees and at right time. Okay, so level of motivation can be raised because managers understand and predict the responses to particular motivators. Okay, so once you know that what your employees are demanding, what is their need, how they can be motivated. For example, if you increase their salary, if you give them a proper increment, people are happy, isn't it? They will positively respond to you. So it becomes possible for the manager to create a high level of motivation when he is having the knowledge about when will your people behave, in which manner. You can easily predict their behavior, then only you can take the actions. Okay, the next one is higher productivity. Skillful motivation and good participation encourage people to put in better efforts. Okay, and this would definitely increase the efficiency. So when you ask your when you get a better participation of employees and people are motivated to put better efforts, definitely what will happen? Your efficiency of your organization will increase and your productivity will definitely increase. Okay, the next is better utilization of resources. Both human and physical resources can be fully utilized with proper influence on behavior of people. Okay, so people themselves work more efficiently and use the materials, machines, methods and time more efficiently. Okay, all this can happen through an atmosphere of mutual understanding, harmony, teamwork achieved by OB oriented approaches used by the managers. That means here, when your manager is having thorough knowledge about OB, he knows very well that how to make optimum utilization of resources, how people will react to his instructions, and because here every organization wants to achieve the objective of increasing the effectiveness. Okay, so your resources would be definitely utilized at their optimum when you know that how to influence people's behavior. Okay, so that would be the result of it. Next is healthy relations. Okay, now when does a manager nurture these healthy relations? Healthy interpersonal intergroup relations developed and nurtured by managers have to go a long way in creating and sustaining growth and development of organization. Here it means that if you understand people very well, it's possible for you to develop good healthy relations with them, right? And you can nurture those relations, and you can sustain those relations, and those relations can be utilized by the manager for the growth and development of the organization, for the benefit of the organization. Okay, so once your healthy relations are developed, how they are developed? If you are having knowledge of OB, okay, if you know why people are behaving like this, then it would be easy for you to plan your own strategies and maintain good relations with them. The next one is earns business goodwill. Now, what happens when employees derive satisfaction through proper interpersonal, intergroup relations? They interact with the external environment in a very healthy and efficient manner. Okay, better services are provided to customers, better dealings are done with suppliers, good relations are maintained with creditors, right? And other outside agencies, with government, with other stakeholders. Okay, now because of this, what happened? If everything is so very good, if employees are interacting with the external environment factors or stakeholders in a good manner, definitely it earns a good considerable goodwill and reputation, which become an invaluable asset of a business. Okay, once you understand the OB, once a manager knows how to motivate, how to get active participation of your employees, how to better utilize your resources, how to maintain healthy relations, your employees are quite satisfied. Once your employee is satisfied, what will happen? He or she will behave in a very positive manner. His or her morale will increase, your attitude towards organization will be positive, and because of that, once you are mentally satisfied about the organization, your satisfaction would be reflected in your own behavior, in which manner you will start interacting with the external environment factors or stakeholders in a very good manner. For example, suppliers, customers, creditors, isn't it? These are the stakeholders. So with them you start behaving in a good manner. So this happens, and because of this, all these external stakeholders, these, as I said, customers and all, people are very happy with the employees of the organization, right? And then people start talking in the society that this is a good organization. Here people behave very positively, isn't it? So you earn better amount of goodwill and reputation for your organization. Next is easier control. Now, when all the functions of management are performed by putting people at the center, control function tends to be very smooth. That means controlling, which is the last function of management, it is efficiently being performed because all people are working very positively. You know what is OB. You are trying to maintain good relations with employees. All employees are satisfied, and all the functions of management are performed very well. And when motivation is boosted at a high level, control becomes very simple and automatic. There is no need for any external control. People are self-controlled, they are self-disciplined. When you are satisfied internally, mentally, when you are satisfied, there is no need of any external control by your boss, right? So this easily happens. And last one is achievement of goals and organization of objectives of organization. So this is what we are doing for. We are striving hard to achieve our organizational objectives itself. That is the only last one objective, or which is the thing which any organization wants to do. So the positive effects mentioned above, whatever 7 points we saw, it brings about proper achievement of organizational goals and objectives. The goals increases to large extent, and this leads to growth and development of organization. So nothing like it. Once you study OB, you will be able to get better participation of employees. You can create your more your employees will be highly motivated, you will get higher productivity, your resources would be properly utilized, you can maintain healthy relations, you can earn better goodwill, controlling becomes easy. So because all these things you achieve because of study of OB, and ultimately this is the reason for which you are running your business. So achievement of goals and objectives of organization is also possible only because of all these 7 factors and study of OB. So these are the 8 points which explain us that why studying OB is so very important, what is the significance of OB. So with this we'll end with today's lecture. Thank you.